Good morning, friends. Today I want to talk about something that impacts each and every one of us, what we put into our bodies. We often think about our physical health and spiritual life as separate, but God sees them as intertwined. In the book of First Corinthians, chapter 6, verses 19 through 20, the Apostle Paul reminds us, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body." So let's look into what we consume matters and how it reflects our reverence for God's dwelling place within us. In the ancient times, temples were places of immense significance and meticulously cared for and treated with utmost respect. Just as the Israelites revered the temple in Jerusalem as the dwelling place of God, we are now the temples of the Holy Spirit. This is a powerful, sacred reality. So I remember when my mom, Judy, opened up our family grocery store. She knew she had a platform to make a difference. Even though the store carried a wide range of products from snacks to processed foods, my mother's mission was clear: to provide a place where health was prioritized and where her community could be gently guided toward making better choices. She understood that children with their boundless energy and curious minds were particularly susceptible to the lure of sugary snacks and fast food. So my mom decided that if she wanted to influence their eating habits positively, she needed to create an environment that highlighted the value of fresh, wholesome food. Every morning before the store opened, my mom was up early arranging the produce section. She made sure that the freshest fruits and vegetables were displayed prominently right at the entrance. Bright red apples, golden bananas, crisp green cucumbers were arranged in a colorful, eye-catching display. She knew that if the kids saw these healthy options first, they would be more likely to reach for them, even if it was just out of curiosity. When we read 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19 through 20, we need to understand that our bodies are not merely physical vessels, but are created with divine purpose and presence. To treat our bodies as anything less than sacred is to show a disregard for the very place where God's Spirit resides. Let's look at the story in the book of Daniel. I believe it's in Daniel chapter 1. We read about how Daniel and his friends were taken into the Babylonian captivity and where they were offered the king's rich food and wine. But Daniel chose not to defile himself with these foods. Instead, he requested a diet of fruits, vegetables, water. I think it was beans and water, lentils and water to be exact. And God honored his faithfulness with health and wisdom. So Daniel's choice wasn't merely about dietary preferences, because if you also recall, Daniel was able to see some of the most clearest visions that we still benefit and learn from today. But it was a stand for holiness and obedience. His decision to avoid the king's food was rooted in his commitment to God's laws and maintaining purity. In the same way, the choices we make about what we consume, whether it's food or drink or other substances, should reflect our commitment to honoring God. Not only that, I want to bring up something that's pretty important: the rise in food recalls. In recent years, food recalls have become more frequent, often due to contamination with pathogens like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria. These pathogens can often cause severe illness, especially in vulnerable populations like children, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. Contamination can happen like sometimes pathogens enter food products during manufacturing or handling. Inadequate practices like hygiene practices can lead to widespread contamination. The rise in food recalls and the risk of disease like bird flu and mad cow disease remind us of the importance of being vigilant about what we consume. By prioritizing healthy eating and practicing safe food handling, we can protect ourselves and our families from potential harm. And so our call to honor God with our bodies, why is that important? Well, in Proverbs 25:27, we read, "It is good to eat not too much honey, nor is it honorable to search out matters that are too deep." This verse reminds us that moderation is key. God calls us to be mindful of what we consume, avoiding excess and choosing nourishment that supports our well-being and reflects our respect for His creation. Think about the stories that our forefathers who faced incredible challenges and yet found ways to honor God even in their everyday choices. They didn't have a microwave and those kind of things. So, for instance, though they struggled in the triumph of just trying to eat healthy and live right and keep their bodies sacred, they understood that their bodies and spirits were intertwined, and they honored God through their perseverance and commitment. So, what are some practical ways that we can honor God with our bodies? Um, be mindful of our choices. Make decisions about food and drink that nourish your body and soul. Choose fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins that support health. Practice moderation. Enjoy the blessings of God's provisions in moderation. Don't overindulge, but also don't deprive yourselves of the joy of His creation. Exercise and rest. Take care of your body through regular exercise and sufficient rest. Our bodies are made for movement and rejuvenation, and both are important for honoring God. We are not alone in this journey. Let us support one another in making choices that honor God. Share recipes, encourage each other in healthy eating habits, and pray for strength and wisdom in our daily decisions. Friends, our bodies are indeed temples of the Holy Spirit. The way we care for them through what we eat, drink, and how we live reflect our reverence for God. As we make choices about our health and well-being, let us remember that we are honoring God's dwelling place within us. Let us commit to treating our bodies with the respect and care they deserve, knowing that in doing so, we are glorifying the Lord. It's just so important that we stay abreast of this topic. We're going to see more and more on the news, in the newspaper, all online, about so many recalls, about so many different diseases and meats, and so many things that are being recalled by the FDA. So it's important that we stay ahead of this right now, not just to avoid getting sick and getting these diseases, but again, just by honoring God. So may God bless you with wisdom, strength, and health as you honor Him through your body. Let us walk in faith and gratitude, understanding that every choice we make is an opportunity to reflect His grace and His love.